Hello and welcome back to the Blues Focus channel. Today I'm joined by Swans Away Days. How are you, mate?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm quite good, mate.
No worries. Absolute pleasure to have you on. I do love doing these episodes. It's always good to kind of hear how things are from the other side of the trench and stuff. So no, it should be an interesting game. I think it's definitely a big one for both sides. Obviously, you need to bounce back from a hurtful defeat, and we just need to pick up any points we can get at the moment. So it's definitely going to be a tense clash for sure. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, no. So thanks for joining us, and I'll get straight into things and just kind of what are your overall thoughts on Swansea's season so far?
It's a weird one. Overall, very good season. The position we are lately, very very poor performances. Results we've not been getting either. So overall, I'm impressed with where we are. But the last couple of weeks, we've really derailed, and I think the 2 week break for the international break really helped us because we had a few more games than other people, so we had more fixtures. We obviously got less of a squad with more injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, I think we've had a good season. If someone said at the start of the season, be going into Easter Friday, third in the league, I'd bite your hand off for that. And even though we are like 6 points off second, we have that game in hand. But like I was saying, the last couple of weeks we've been really really poor, and I think you're probably versus us at the wrong time because we've had a 2 week break. But then we could say from our perspective, we're versing you at the wrong time because you've got a new manager as well. So it'll
Yeah,
be very interesting.
definitely. I completely agree. Obviously, we've still kind of got that new manager buzz at the moment. We've come back off a heavy defeat to Watford, but in fairness, despite losing 3-0, we still performed really, really well. It was better than some of the wins we had early on in the season. It was a good performance. But Watford are quality, and you definitely got a job on your hands there trying to catch them up at the moment.
Uh,
But never say never. I mean, the way you managed to get into the playoffs last season was bonkers enough. So um, if you could pull that off again, I'm sure you'd bite hands off for that. So yeah, no,
yeah,
but I completely agree with you. Like the injury side of things, I remember at the start of the season you had Morgan Gibbs White, and his first few games he looked like the real deal. And
yeah.
I know a lot of people at Wolves rate him highly, and then I think he got injured and then was recalled in the end or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I think he played against you. Played the first couple of games. Got injured for 3 months. We played him against. I can't remember who it was. We played him for like the last 5 minutes of a game, and then 2 days later they recall him. So they recall him as soon as we get him back fit, and it's just typical, really. And obviously we've had more injuries. We had another person yesterday go back to their parent club because he got injured the rest of the season. So yeah, we've been really hit hard this season with injuries, and now squad depth is taking a tail. And yeah, we've had some more injuries and international break, which is just typical, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was reading that you had a few little kind of minor injuries going into this one. I think the names of Hurahan, Ayu, what's that central defender? Is it
Gray
Mark?
he,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it. Where he Chelsea lad, I think, isn't he?
yeah, both for
Uh,
Chelsea. Yeah.
yeah, I thought so. I mean, those are like three of your biggest players there in one right now. I mean, Hurahan, what a signing he's been for you guys. And I certainly don't
Is
want
it?
him to play from a Birmingham
Yeah,
perspective.
I was going to say that. I was going to say I definitely want to play him, but it's a weird one because you wouldn't expect. There's a lot of mixed opinions about Horhan. His work rate's really, really poor. He doesn't work as hard as some of the other midfielders. So, but I personally wouldn't play him even if he was fit. I'd rather have a midfield three who work hard than just have that one luxury play. Yes, he's a great play. He scored a few goals, which are great, but his work rate's really poor. And I don't think he'll start tomorrow, but he should get on the bench. And I'm sure Horhan himself definitely wants to play in this game, considering who he currently plays for, his parent club.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, so he scored against us before. So it wouldn't surprise me. But I think obviously there are players that get a bit more up for these sort of games, and he'd definitely be one of them. But I understand what you mean about the work rate and stuff. He just kind of has that magic left peg.
Yeah.
If he's given the time, then he can do something with it. But he's just unfortunately he's not the hardest worker, which can lead to conceding some goals. But I'm the same as you, mate. I prefer hard workers, I think, over quality. So yeah. But no, I suppose going on to the next question, speaking of sort of players and stuff, who should Blues look out for going into Friday?
Well, I'd say obviously Andre, if he's fit, I think he scored 14, 15 goals this season. Very good. Him. Jamal Lowe, I wouldn't say look out for him because he hasn't scored like 16 games for us, but did score for Jamaica on his international debut, which is quite good. So for the players who are probably going to start, I'd probably say look out for Matt Grimes, the captain. He's that player who can take out the ball from the back and, get them long balls forward to the attackers. So I definitely say Matt Grimes is one of them. Another one's Connor Roberts. Did get sent off for Wales, which was a very questionable decision anyway. But he's had a great season, in this wing back role. So it's definitely those two. And the other one I'd probably say is Ryan Bennett. Really good experience at half also. He used to play for Wolverhampton Wanderers, didn't he? Norwich and stuff like that. Ryan Bennett really helped us defensively with a lot of aerial duels. So, I usually would say Horhane, but I'm not too sure if they're going to start because of their injuries or risks injuries. So, I'll go for them for it.
Definitely. Roberts is certainly a promising prospect. He's actually older than he looks now, I think, to be fair. I mean, I remember I used to sign him on Football Manager quite a few times back in the day.
Like 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've a bit of a throwback. I remember when he was like, 21, 20, and signed him on games, but he's a bit older than I thought. But do you think he'd move on, or if you got promoted, do you think you'd hold on to him?
I think he might be one of these players where just stay for like a long time, like a club legend, I guess. We've seen a lot of players like Connor Roberts, like Joe Rose or Dan Jim move on to bigger clubs. I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay for a while, though. I just, where we are progressing as a club, I think he'll be happy where he is. He's a Swansea boy, so unless like a Premier League club come in for him, then I think he'll stay. But he's had a good season.
That's good. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, mate. So no, there's obviously you've got quite a wealth of, I suppose, squad depth wise. You've got some really good players there, and like you say, Bennett, not a name that would normally come up, but he's been in those promotion teams. He knows what he's doing, experienced head, and can really do a job for any team in the division. So no, I rate that pick, and obviously your defense has been fantastic this season overall. Had its blips,
we
but yeah.
I was going to say usually we're good defensively, but the last couple of weeks, like I said, we've been pretty crap. But overall, what we have got results this season is defending, getting that clean sheet and getting 1 or 2 goals. So we don't score many goals, which is probably a good thing for Birmingham. But I think we need to get back on a defensive game really and get these clean sheets back.
Definitely, and obviously you look at kind of the reverse fixture that finished a 0-0 ball draw, so it could phase out that way. But in fairness, we're a much more attacking side under Bowyer now than we were under Karanka, so we'll definitely bring the game a lot more this time, I reckon. So
I think the best part of that game was John Terrell and Alan Tate having a little scrap at half time.
Yeah, that was an amusing one. I don't know. I didn't really see why it even really kicked off, to be honest. I just thought a little bit of a mix up. Something was clearly said, and then obviously throttled him, choke slammed him a bit. No, it was all a bit theatrical, but it was funny, and obviously you don't really want to see it in the game, but when those moments happen, they are something you can, I suppose, giggle at a bit. What was your opinion on that at the time?
At the time, I thought, like you said just now, something must have been said. I'm surprised the referee didn't buck Alan to send him off, but he did get a ban after it. But it was just laughing banter at the end of the day. If it was 2 players, I'd be concerned. But at the end of the day, he did go down a bit theatrically. By the end of the day, if someone grabs your neck, you're not going to just stand there. So it was probably the best part of the game. And that game was pretty dreadful.
It was. I think, to be honest, that tends to be the case for a lot of players these days. It's all very theatrical. And unfortunately, that does seem to be a modern thing, and it's not changing anytime soon, unfortunately. But it was still something entertaining. I suppose, kind of from the entertaining point of view, what is your favourite memory on playing Birmingham City?
Wow, there's not too many great games between us, is there? A couple of draws there. We haven't played you too many times, obviously, when you're in the Premier League Championship, then when we got up, you went down. I'd probably say in the last couple of years, that 3-0 where we beat you early on, under the Steve Cooper season, his first season, where we beat 3-0, 0-0 at half time, and I was thinking, a ball draw, and then we just battered you second half 3-0. I believe Boha Baston scored and some other
Kyle
players.
Norton
that was
scored as well.
yeah, he scored that screamer against Lee Camp, didn't he?
Yeah.
But that's probably the best memory. We haven't had too many, great fixtures over the last couple of years, but over the last couple of years, I'd probably say I was the best one. And we did beat 3-1 last year, which was a pretty decent game as well, coming from behind. But yeah, I'll go for that 3-0 home win.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's funny you mentioned that one because I was in Florida at the time and I paid £5 to watch it on ESPN and I was like, sick, I've just spent £5 to watch this absolute dog shit. So that wasn't great. Low key ruined my holiday a little bit. But no, it was. I still enjoyed myself, but that was definitely a downer side of it. No, it was.
I was going to say it was a Sunday game as well, 12 o'clock, which I hate Sunday games. So at least and this one, I believe 8 o'clock, and when everyone else is playing 3 p.m., which is just great, isn't it? Great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite excited for the Friday night game. Should be good. I think for me personally, although this fixture we probably didn't end up on the nicest side in the end, but it was when we played you at your place like 3 years ago. We were under Gary Monk at the time.
Oh, 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3. McBurney equalised at the death. That broke my heart. I was so angry.
Do you know have a red card at 2-1 down, and you got back to 3-2 up?
Yeah. We're 1-0 down.
Oh
my God, what a goal that was. That still gives me goosebumps to this day, that Che Adams curler.
Do you know the Liberty away end? I was sitting next to my uncle this game, so I was like there. The away fans were there, and I just seen like the limbs because it was midweek as well. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, how have we bought all this? Because I remember Montero, didn't he used to be for Birmingham as well?
Yeah, we had him on loan.
Injury prone, Mr. Injury, you might as well say.
Yeah, got injured after his first 2 games.
I remember he came on half time that game, didn't he? Got assist, and we scored 94 for an equaliser, which was pretty good from McBurney. But yeah, that was a great game, to be fair.
No, it was a fantastic game. Yeah, no, I think it was just the fact that when we went 2-1 down, then had a red card. I was like, oh, great. What's the point in even being here? Like, you know what's going to happen. It will just become a thrashing. Then out of nowhere, we managed to make it 3-2. And it's just that Adams goal. That Adams goal was the pinnacle of that game.
I think your equaliser was a keeper howler. Like the keeper was like,
Lee Camp pissed about.
No, I think that was our keeper.
The other one, yeah. When it was kind of given to Isaac Vassell.
Like dropped into his own net.
Yeah. I remember Isaac Vassell heads it and then it deflects and then your keeper's kind of juggling it in the air and it still goes over him. But it was a messy goal. To be fair, then the Magoma goal, our first goal of the game, was all right as well when he kind of just dribbled forward and slotted it home. But no, that game will definitely live long in the memory. But not when McBurney equalised. That was a bit heartbreaking, but here we are. But no, so I suppose moving back onto the current season, where do you think you'll finish at the end of the season? The burning question that you probably don't want to answer, but I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all right. Got a problem, I guess. I don't think we're going to get automatics. I was saying this when we were second a few weeks back. I just don't think we've got the squad depth for Watford or Norwich or Brentford, for example. Brentford, they've got a 30-goal a season striker. We don't have a 20-goal a season striker. We don't even have a striker at the moment. So playing wingers up front. But I think we'll finish fourth. I think the front two will probably. I think Brentford will get second. Being honest, I do think they'll get second. I think Watford will come third. We'll come fourth. So yeah, I can't see us going up. I think if we aren't going to go up, then just losing the semi-finals of the playoffs. I really don't want to lose in the playoff final. Last year was bad enough losing the semi-final, and losing playoffs again. I don't know if I can take it 2 seasons in a row, to be honest. So hopefully we get automatics, but yeah, I can't really see it. So I'll go fourth.
Yeah, see, I was gutted about last season's playoffs because I was supporting both Welsh sides just because I wanted the final to be Cardiff versus Swansea. That was all I wanted. But no, instead I end up with bloody Brentford Fulham. So
West London Derby.
Yeah, exactly. It was okay. You just know if fans were in though and it was Cardiff Swansea at Wembley, that'd be pretty mental.
I don't know if I'd want a Swans Cardiff playoff final after what happened a few weeks back. God no.
Oh God, no. I don't think you could. I certainly couldn't take losing a playoff final to Villa. I'd just be sick. I'm used to losing to them these days, unfortunately, but I just wouldn't want to lose it on a stage like that. It's never nice.
No.
But yeah, no, fair enough. It is what it is, and I think I'd be the same. I wouldn't want playoff final heartbreak. It's just not nice.
No.
But in fairness, though, I remember the first lockdown. I rewatched your playoff final victory. I rewatched the old match. Who was it you played? I think you won like
Reading,
Reading 4-2, wasn't it?
yeah, that
Uh,
was a great game. 3-0 up, they get 2 goals. They're about to score month blocks in. Sinclair gets that.
I was going to say Scott Sinclair had the game of his life. Remember when we had him on loan, scored 1 goal and did nothing else. But yeah, no, that's just football for you, really, isn't it? I suppose. Looking to wrap things up anyway, what are your thoughts on Birmingham this season?
Well, I think my original predictions, I predicted them to finish like top 10. Karanka coming in, good appointment at the time. Your fans are pretty positive about it. The majority of neutral fans thinking, Birmingham, they're trying to go places. Good appointment. And just didn't really work out today. We knew it was going to be defensive. We knew it was going to be defensive under Karanka, but you just couldn't score goals. You couldn't keep clean sheets. It was just a bit of a nightmare. And, you sacked him, which is credit to your chairman or whatever like that. But could it be a little bit too late? Bowyer, former player, so, he'll have the passion there. Probably doesn't have the managerial career, the bit of a career of Karanka. But I think Bowyer, being a former player, he'll know a lot more about Birmingham than Karanka did, and know what the style the fans want. And, like you were saying, you're playing a lot more attacking football, which is what you want to see at the end of the day, especially watching on TV.
Bang on, mate. Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. I feel like this kind of resurgence is definitely what we've needed, but I do worry that it is too late. I was calling for Karanka's head a while back. Because it was clear the players weren't playing for him. And then as soon as we get a new manager in, the players are speaking very openly on social media and stuff.
Yeah, the newspaper, one of your players celebrate, just taking the mick.
Harley Dean took the piss out of Karanka's shrug shoulders.
Hasn't he got some history with Birmingham fans? Didn't he do a celebration with Birmingham fans before sticking his fingers up when he scored? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he did. We went 2-1 up against West Brom, and then he shouted over to he supposedly shouted over to the Tilton end. It did kind of look like he did, to be honest. It looked like he said F off or something like that.
Taking a thing from Mick McCarthy's book when he was on the Ipswich touching against Norwich. If you remember that.
Yeah, I do. See, one of my favourite moments of Mick McCarthy is when that press conference when he's asked about Ipswich hiring Hurst, and then at the end of the season he's like, "Yeah, no, they decided to get rid of me, but that went well."
Do you know, that season when Ipswich went down, Paula's first victory was against us, 3-2 as well in October. Oh my God!
Of course it was. That's just one of them things. I'd normally expect that to happen to Blues, to be honest. Not gonna lie, but no, I feel your pain there. I mean, we were Wickham's first away victory, so there you go. Make of that what you will. That wasn't great. We bottled a 1-0 lead, but was I even surprised? No. But it is what it is. But finally, mate, what are your score predictions?
Well, hopefully this international break's coming at a good time for us. Looking at our history at your stadium in the past. I think last time we played you on a Friday at St Andrews was a boring 0-0 on Friday night where we were absolutely crap and you dominated us. I was at that game.
Oh my God, I remember that. That was a horrifying game. I came away from the game like, how did we not win that? Your keeper had the best game of his life. That Swedish bloke as well.
Oh, he's awful. He's absolutely awful. He had a good game, but was it Mulder?
Yeah, it was Mulder. I swear it was Mulder.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, Erwin Mulder. And literally had the game of his life. And Van der Horn had the game of his life as well. That game depressed me.
We literally had 0 shots. I think there was like a viral clip on Twitter, like a 20-second clip in the middle of the park, just hoofing the ball up, slide tackles, and everyone like this football. And at the time of the game, I can't even remember that, but yeah, that was a dreadful game, and God knows how you didn't win that. But thankfully, I was 0-0.
Yeah, I couldn't believe we didn't win it. I think we had something a mental like 20 shots or something in the end, and you'd had 0. And I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But it's just the championship for you, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
No surprises
So
there. So what are your predictions then? Go on.
I'll go for a draw. I just don't think we're going to win this game. I just think it's a tricky place to go. St Andrews, we've actually played there this season during the Coventry 1-1. Watford are playing before us, which is never great, so they could go 9 points above us. I just think, with AU Horham probably not going to start, I really do struggle to see where the goals are going to come from. And of late, Freddie Woodman's distribution has been atrocious. So if one thing Lee Boys should do tomorrow is definitely target him, because his passing is awful. So I'll go for a 1-1. I'll go for a 1-1 draw. I'll play it safe. But if anyone's going to score first, it'll be you guys, because we just don't score first. We just hardly score. So I'll go 1-1, which will be a crap result for us, and probably a decent result for you. But towards the end of the stage, you need wins. So I'll go for a 1-1 draw, which a draw really doesn't do any team's favours, does it?
No, it doesn't. I think both teams definitely need a win, but I think we'd be more happy with a draw than you would be.
Yeah.
Probably. So no, my heart is saying 2-1 Blues, but my head is saying a 1-1 draw as well. So I'd like to also push the boat out and be like, this is the day that everything turns around. We're going to win 3-1. It'll all be good. But no, it won't happen. I think 1-1 is probably what I'd go with too. So I think that's fair. I wouldn't be surprised if we scored first, because I think
you will. It's guaranteed. It is guaranteed.
Yeah, we have this record. I think it's probably the most in the league where we've dropped points from like leading positions. So
to bounce back on that point, I think we're the second best team in the league to come back from losing positions, I guess, about the game. So yeah, it's bound for you to go 1-0 up tomorrow. It's bound.
100%, but we will just collapse in the last 10. Like it's just what we do. We like to concede late goals, unfortunately, especially against you lot. So yeah,
Conor Horan goal incoming.
He will. It'll be his first touch of the game. You watch. It'll be a free kick. You'll have brought him on just for the free kick, and it will go in. And if that goes in, I'll be annoyed that I didn't put a bet on it.
TV off.
Yep, that TV will be off. I don't want to see him celebrate. I'd just be glad I wasn't there. But no, anyway, thank you so much for coming on the channel, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
No worries. Really enjoyed it. If we don't get promoted next season, and if you don't get relegated, then I'm looking forward to the preview and stuff next year.
Yeah, definitely. No, it'd be great, and we'll definitely get you back on, mate. Don't you worry. And who knows? It might be an at the ground sort of thing as well. Like just see what we can do there. But we'll have to wait and see what the future holds on that one. But no, thank you again, mate. It's been great. And if you viewers have enjoyed it, then please check out all the links below. Reese, isn't it? Reese?
Yeah, Reese. Yeah.
But so yeah, Reese's channel will be linked down below as well, and our Patreon and stuff like that will be down there. By the way, I'd just like to say quickly to you, mate. Last week you gave me the laugh of my life with your reaction to that Cardiff goal. My mate showed it me in college.
We've had a great preview. We've had a great thing, and I don't think I'm going to come on next year now. You have to. Why?
It was just what you said about Aidan Flint. I was in bits. Oh no, that's the sort of.
He's seen it and everything. He's tweeted, and so a Cardiff fan made like a portrait that's had like 300 sales. Oh my god! Or one of the worst days. Casey Palmer seen my reaction a few weeks back as well. It's just a nightmare.
Jesus, it's just one of them things. But I think you've dealt with it well. In fairness, mate. Because
just turn off Twitter. That's the only thing.
Exactly, ignore it. Just push it away. Because unfortunately, sometimes some of the comments can be horrible. So,
but the thing is, going off topic a little bit, barbers are open in Wales, so I don't understand why he doesn't get an haircut. Because barbers are open in Wales. So
I wish they were open over here, mate. Look at this.
I'm surprised they're not open over there, considering you're out of lockdown in June. It's crazy.
Exactly, I know it's nuts, but here we are. So yeah, no, just wanted to give you a shout out for that one. It'd be the sort of reaction I'd give, to be honest, if it was me. So I don't blame you. But yeah, no, pleasure having you on, and hopefully you come back next year still. But yeah, no. So thank you everyone who's joined us as well, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep right on.